The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, back again with my wife, Angie.
Hello.
Hello, Angie says. I don't know if you heard her. She's awfully quiet. She's whispering. But we're at number 6. We're at number 6, the video number 6 here today as we go through the entire t-shirt collection, or close to it. Not quite everyone, but close enough to be dangerous, we'll call it. But this is video number 6 as we're going through the entire t-shirt collection. And like I said in the other videos, one of the most requested videos here on the channel is what people wanted to see is me go through my t-shirt collection. So here you go. This one's for you guys. And let's start it off. Angie, you ready to go?
Yep.
We're going to dive through. We're going to start it off with a little bit of High Spirits. Chicago band, of course, High Spirits. If you don't know High Spirits, check out High Spirits. That's all about High Spirits, really, at the end of the day. But I've seen them a couple of times in concert over the years. A great, I don't know if I can say up-and-coming metal band, hard rock band, but definitely one that's been around. Professor Black himself, so check out High Spirits soon, or rather than later. There you go. Another band we all know and love is, of course, Merciful Fate. King Diamond and the boys. Absolutely love Merciful Fate. I'm hoping I get to see them on the reunion tour. They have done one run. It sounds like there's going to be another run of Merciful Fate shows. I'm all in. Hopefully I get to see Merciful Fate once again, sooner rather than later. What are you doing? You're going to rip that out. No. Oh, she ripped my shirt. She ripped my shirt.
Got a rogue.
Oh, my gosh. All right, we continue on with that band from Germany. A little bit of Halloween World Tour 2018. I believe that was the one I saw in Chicago at the old Concord Music Hall, if I'm not mistaken. But looking good there. I Want Out Indeed, of course, Pumpkins United. And now we turn our attention to another German band. We turn our attention to Udo and the Boys of Accept, of course. Restless and Wild is Accept. Some might say they're fast as a shark. Some might say they have their balls to the wall. That's what Angie likes. She always loves that song a lot. Balls to the Wall, it's a good one, but Accept, an all-time favorite band of mine. One of the greatest metal bands of all time, in my opinion, at least. Love that. How about a little bit of Motorhead? We've seen a lot of Motorhead shirts. This is kind of like a Motorhead old-school football type jersey there. Give me some Motorhead, and that's what Angie loves to say, too. Loves herself some Motorhead.
Oh,
Give me some Motorhead is what she says. We're driving in the Jeep, and she wants to put that on. I don't blame her either. So looking good there, old Motorhead. Oh, once again, things get ultimate with the Ultimate Warrior. I believe I got this off the Ultimate Warrior store way back in the day. He used to sell tons and tons of different shirts on there, and I believe this was one of those at the time. Looking good. Looking ultimate, really, is what it looked. Here's a cool Lemmy shirt, just a classic Lemmy shirt from back in the 70s there. Lemmy looking only like a Lemmy could look. Looking nice there. And we continue on with another great of heavy metal. Another one of the all-time greats. We got Ronnie, we got James Dio. We're going to throw up the horns for old Dio. Absolutely love Dio. If you don't own Dio in your collection, man, you're doing it wrong. All kinds of great Dio stuff over the years. Holy Diver is what this one represents. Here's a new one I just got recently. Haven't even worn it yet, but it is from the Rainbow Bar and Grill, of course, in Los Angeles. Check out the Rainbow. Grab a pizza while you're there. Check out all the Lemmy stuff and the Motorhead stuff. So very cool. Motorhead, Rainbow Bar and Grill. And same thing with this one, another shirt from the Rainbow Bar and Grill. The classic Motorhead front, but on the bottom, yeah, it does look a little big. Los Angeles, it says down there at the bottom. Then on the back, you got the Rainbow Bar and Grill, of course, in Hollywood, California. Looking good. Looking good.
Dress.
Yeah, this one seen better days too. Another old school Motorhead shirt from way back in the day. Ace Up Your Sleeve Tour 1980. Oh my gosh, what a year. I always say 1980, the greatest year ever in heavy metal. Go back to see all the monumental releases from 1980. Just awesome. Awesome time for heavy metal. Awesome time for Motorhead too. And you know, if you don't agree with that, you know what I say? I say buck 'em. That's what I say right there. Old Buck Owens coming at you from the Crystal Palace back in the day, coming at you from Hee Haw. But Buck Owens, one of the all-time great country western artists of all time. Very underrated, like a lot of classic artists these days. Nobody really talks about Buck Owens anymore, but man, so much cool stuff. Dangerous Don Rich on guitar, man, you got to hear that stuff if you've never heard that, if you're into that stuff. Like you, right? What are you laughing about? You know I'm right. She knows I'm right. And then we continue on with the great Michael Nesmith. Of course, most people know him from the years in the Monkees, but man, oh man, one of the most underrated solo performers ever. Of course, invented MTV. His mom invented Whiteout. Yes, it's true. It happened. And unfortunately, he did die just a year or so ago, 2 years or so ago. What is time, as we say.
I thought it was Waylon Jennings.
But Mike Nesmith looking good. Absolutely love Mike Nesmith. One of the greatest Texans of all time. And speaking of great Texans, how about that old Texas outlaw, that old Texas Bronco, Terry Funk, an old school Terry Funk there. We see a lot of his ECW days, his later days, but that's the early crazy Texas Terry Funk days. Absolutely love this shirt. One of my favorite Terry Funk shirts I own, actually, there. So there you go. Just beautiful.
Good to know.
Old Terry. And from one to another, we got AA Arn Anderson. He's going to get his Glock out. He's going to shoot somebody if he needs to. We know how he's going to really enforce things by any means necessary. But I absolutely love Arn Anderson. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Right outside of my Mount Rushmore as well. I loved Arn Anderson back in the day in WCW. Just a cornerstone of WCW when I was my early childhood for sure. Love that one. I also love pizza and I love to be a party dude. So of course I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Looking good, turtle power running all day. Turtle anxiety, yes, it is a thing, but not in this t-shirt here, but definitely looking good there. Always got to have a little turtle representation in the old collection. And another guy you got to have representation in the collection. This is probably the only pink shirt I own, and it is our boy Sting. It's Sting from the classic Sting days. It always just plays tricks with my mind that there is a whole generation and then some that when they think of Sting, they think of Sting in the Crow face paint. And that was obviously his most popular era, the one he's been in the longest, so it does make sense. But man, I was a little Stinger. I was in the bright colors back in the day, and that's what that one inspires me to wear, the Fatal Encounter one. Looking nice. There it is. How about another one? You guys know I love a good violent match. The most violent match of all time. Tully Blanchard versus Magnum TA. Of course, the I Quit match in the cage. You got Baby Doll. You got the spike in the eye on Tully Blanchard. Man, oh man, when I was a little kid, I remember renting that on VHS tape from my local video store. Not really understanding the NWA totally yet, but I understood the blood and violence I was seeing there, and I loved it. So give me some more of it as a little kid. All in on the blood and guts.
You were 5.
Yeah, exactly. And I was hanging tough that day. You know who else been hanging tough? Not the New Kids on the Block, but we're talking about Waylon Jennings, one of his later solo albums, the Hanging Tough Waylon Jennings era. Of course, you guys know my love for that old outlaw Waylon Jennings. And we love Waylon Jennings up there in Ames, Iowa, too. He's another. Shout out to good brother Waylon. Yep. Shout out every week on the channel. And people say, why Waylon Jennings? No, Waylon Jennings is a real person. He lives by me and he collects action figures. My wife's even seen him. So there you go. And sometimes we're talking about Waylon, sometimes we're talking about anxiety, sometimes we're talking about turtle anxiety. That's a real thing. We all know it. We've all seen the turtle anxiety over the years. And you can pick up this t-shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And you guys know I love the old turtle anxiety. But looking good on that shirt there. And speaking of another guy that looks good, we're talking about Jerry Reed. And you know what Jerry Reed always says? And that's exactly what Jerry Reed always does say. Beautiful Jerry Reed shirt there. One of the greatest guitarists of all time. Just a beautiful one. Love to have a Jerry.
You never said what Jerry says.
Oh, I said what he said. And we continue from one country great to another. We go to Dolly Parton. Old Dolly looking good. Beautiful. Just old school Dolly shirt. Just looking only like a Dolly could look. Kind of looks like you if you would have a blonde wig on. Maybe you could try that. See what would happen. I don't know. Looks good. And from one great face to another, Ken Shamrock, 1997. Ken Shamrock, of course, he's going to snap. He's in the old Lion's Den. Ken Shamrock, another all-time great. Love me some Ken Shamrock. Very happy to get a recent elite of him. More Ken Shamrock, the better, if you ask me. And we continue on from another guy that, you know, Ken Shamrock, you know one thing that Ken Shamrock hated? It was bullies. He hated bullies. And there's a big bully right here in Big Van Vader. That hot feud back in the day in the Attitude Era, right before the Attitude Era, let's call it. But Vader, of course, it truly was Vader time when I was a little kid. Hey, who are we fooling? It's still Vader time now. And it's also Shredder time, and you'll shred till you're dead, as that's what we do. We shred on the guitar, we shred on our skateboards, and we shred in our Ninja Turtles. And we got a little shredder in purple. I don't got too many purple shirts, so it's a little bit of a mix-up. Maybe I'll wear that on Easter or something. Get a little pastels and out there or something like that. But Shredder looking good right there. And the hits keep on coming with one of the greatest tag teams that really never was. It is, of course, the Ultimate Maniacs. Any guesses who the tag team was in the Ultimate Maniacs?
Warrior.
Yep. Who was the other one, though?
Hogan.
No. No. Who could it be? Who would wear those shades? Will she get it? Will she get it?
Hart.
No, no. No, another big name, though, of the 80s. Some might say he's macho.
Oh, Randy.
Some might say he's a man. Some might say he's Randy Savage, of course, the Megamaniacs. We got to take you back to school. We'll take you outside and teach you. There's Terry Funk. I think we saw the gray version somewhere in this video. And now we got the black version here. Got to have both. That's how good of a shirt that is. Funk you all day long. That's what I say. Terry Funk. Absolutely love it. And the hits keep on coming with an all-time great Honky Tonk Man. Absolutely love the Honky Tonk Man. Of course, the Ultimate Warrior did beat him for the Intercontinental title, as we all do know. But he's cool, he's cocky, he's bad. He is the Honky Tonk Man. He is Wayne Ferris, one of the greats from the 80s. Absolutely love the Honky Tonk Man then. Love him now. So there we go. Honky Tonk Man looking good. Then we got another one, Old Orange Cassidy. He was a favorite of my daughter, Elle, before he became AEW. When AEW started, that's when my daughter pretty much jumped out of the wrestling arena. But we watched a lot of indie shows and things like that, and she always loved herself some Orange Cassidy. So I do have an Orange Cassidy shirt. So there you go. Looking good.
It's like Ryan Gosling.
And we talked about Funk You, but have we mentioned Chase You? Andre Chase, good friend of the channel, old Andre Chase. Why doesn't all these shirts have one hand inside? It's weird. But anyways, Chase You right there representing. If I could go back to college, that's probably the college I would go to. I think that's where I would go. I'd go to Chase You. So representing old NXT right there. Now you brought up his name earlier, and I guess you brought this into existence. The Hart Foundation. Now, can you name all three members of the Hart Foundation? Can you name them? I feel like you could do it.
Well, two of them are Hart brothers. Are they all Hart brothers?
No. No real relation. No blood relation. Can you do it, though? You know one of them. You already said his name.
No, I don't know.
Bret Hitman Hart.
But I don't know who the other two are.
Well, what about Jim the Anvil Neidhart? And what about the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart? Okay, well, we named him. Can you name this one? Another all-time great. I got this, of course, WrestleMania weekend. Andy Kaufman went into the Hall of Fame in 2023. One of my all-time favorite, if not my all-time favorite wrestling angle of all time. I've said it many times on the channel. As a little kid renting the VHS tape of the whole Andy Kaufman, Jerry Lawler, Dave Letterman special, all that kind of stuff. The I'm From Hollywood video. Man, oh man, it changed my life, and it's still something I remember to this day. And I'm sure you've never seen that one. We'll make you watch it one of these days. All right, we continue on with another great from my childhood that I absolutely loved. The Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich. Survivor Series back in the day, what was that, 1990? You had the Legion of Doom, the Ultimate Warrior, and the Texas Tornado as a team. Just an amazing team. You couldn't have put together a better team at that time. Just absolutely insane. Love the Texas Tornado. Give me more Kerry Von Erich figures. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Power Town, where you at? It's a conspiracy. We all know it is. And then, of course, one of Kerry Von Erich's greatest opponents, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Another Ric Flair shirt in there. Say what you want. Ric Flair was a big part of my childhood. I don't know. I love me some Ric Flair. Kind of like you love yourself some Billy Gunn.
Oh, my God.
She's got a crush on Billy Gunn. We always mention it. Or maybe Billy Gunn had a crush on her. Maybe that was the other way around. He's cool, he's cocky, he's bad. He's the Honky Tonk Man back again, back in action. This time in yellow. I'm here for a yellow shirt. All cool right there. And then we got one shirt left, Angie. We got one left. This is one you've never heard of. You probably never even saw the movie. Morbius. You ever seen him? The vampire? He was just in a... Was it Jared Leto was him in the movie, I think? I don't know. But, of course, I do love Morbius from the comic book back in the day. I was of the age when that came out. So a very cool, iconic t-shirt design from the artwork for me right there. So there it is. Another video's done. What is this? Video 6?
I think so.
Video 6, can you believe it? What an adventure this has been. We've really just been going through it, and we've got at least a couple more videos to go. So we're going to keep plugging away, and you love plugging away. I know that for sure. So we'll probably be plugging all night long, maybe. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But anything you want to finish off with in this video? No? Nothing? Anything you want to say? Do you want to do your collection of shirts after this? We could do that. No? Okay. Mine's enough. Mine's enough, apparently. So there it is. Video 6 is done. Make sure you do subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss any of these other videos. Don't forget to like this video. It just makes my wife's heart so warm when you give it the old thumbs up, and she cries tears at night when it gets a thumbs down. But that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way it goes at YouTube. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you thumbs up, like this video, and then don't forget to comment with what your favorite shirt was that you saw in this very video here today. So for my wife, Angie, thank you for coming once again.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Yes, okay. I am Kyle. I'll see you guys all real soon.